Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NDA Podcast. I'm Gronk, joined by Wex and Kev, and this is a special edition of the podcast because it's playoffs, baby. It is Season 6 playoffs. We are finally getting into the nitty-gritty. The last remaining teams who have the best record for the regular season are now facing off head-to-head to see who is the best out of all of them. First and foremost, though, thank you guys for listening, and thank you, Wex and Kev, for joining me.
Hello. We are back after a somewhat of a hiatus.
The hiatus was needed. I think we all had a lot going on, so it's nice to take a little break from the podcast, but we're here now.
We are actually through the play-ins and the quarterfinals. We have, as you can probably tell, it's still honestly moving very slow than compared to other playoffs, I would say. We've had a lot of delays going on and whatnot. We've had people go MIA. We've had people traveling. But
shout out me and Swamp.
Yeah. But time to get back into the swing of things a little bit. And the first match we can talk about wasn't a match.
Yeah, it was a bit
our first ever FF in the playoffs, maybe.
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm honestly a little concerned. Mac hasn't reached out in like a month. Don't know what homie's up to, but we wish him well, whatever he's doing. But yeah, dude just kind of has not answered us or anyone in the league for over a month. So,
hope all is well though. He's a long time friend, so I mean, the best for him. I don't really know what.
We hope everything's okay. But
my theory is he just forgot he was in playoffs and just assumed that there's going to be a bit of downtime before everything kicked up again. Either that or, he's just preoccupied with children and stuff. So,
what do you mean by that?
Actually, getting on with life.
But,
you worded it as preoccupied by children.
Yeah,
that's not the best way to word. That's not the best way to word it.
I think you're trying to make it into something that's not.
Just trying to clarify for our audience.
No. I think they understood me well enough. I think you're trying to twist it.
And I'm trying to make it clear before it gets twisted.
No. Anyway, so that was a forfeit. So Quartz,
moves on.
Yeah, lucky, unlucky. I don't know what word he would rather use. I'll say unlucky because of course you want to play every game that you can to prove that you're the best. But yeah, 2-0 Quartz, gonna go down as a 4-0 4-0 because it's a forfeit. So yeah, that ends that game. So we can move on the other playing match on the other side of the bracket. Kevin, if you want to take this one away, since you were one of the people playing in it.
Yeah.
Yes, I was, and it was going well. I'm honestly just tired of this. I'm glad I'm out low key. I need a break from Draft League because I'm tired of prepping well and winning game one just to fold like an absolute lawn chair in the next two games. Like I don't know what my issue is. I think I play to the best of my ability in every game I play, and regardless, no matter who I play, the outcome stays the same. I fucking win game one, and I lose the fucking next two. It's just...
In other words, you scrambled like an egg before you got folded like an omelette.
Sure. Yeah, we can deal with that. Bars. Basically, Obstagoon and Mudsdale gave me a lot of issues. Well, not really. No, see, that was the lead I was happy with. And then I knew the adjustment to my T-Tar is the Lucario. Lucario is obviously a threat into my T-Tar, having its 4 times weakness. That was why Gourgeist was there. Gourgeist was there next to T-Tar to Will-O-Wisp. And as much as I hate it so much, I'm sorry in advance to all the ally switch removal stands. But I hadn't, like, T-Tar was so good into everything other than Lucario that I needed just a way to deal with it, and the best way was to ally switch and have those fighting moves go into the ghost type. That was my... Prep was not going well until I did that. and it still didn't go well in game because both times I lost after the adjustment. Why is the second replay not working for you? Oh no, it worked now. Okay.
No, it's working for me.
Yeah, but I have enough.
I just tried to open it and it didn't work. But yeah, the whims into Lucario, I don't have redirection. I could have pressured fake out. That's like maybe the only other thing, but I think T-Tar still dies to a non-boosted fighting move, so it like not like the greatest. If he was special Lucario, that could have been big, but I guess you always go physical into T-Tar because of the Sandstorm boost to its special defense. But yeah, I was able to like play around it a little bit, but at the end of the day, I kind of just took too much damage and didn't have enough resources in the back to deal with his threats. Especially with the defense boost, he was going for steel spikes, and it spiraled out of control.
And an iron defense on Obstagoon, like who expects?
Yeah, that
that
was you don't.
Yeah.
You just don't expect that ever.
You don't prep for it either. Like it's not like. No, it's just.
That's unpreppable.
Yeah, which
Body
it's a
press
good bring. It's a really good bring against my team. I could have went. I mean, if I brought Gardevoir, that iron defense set is toast. But I don't know. I think the biggest thing for Will as well is so if we go to game 3, if he wasn't balloon, I'm in such a good spot. I have the fake out pressure. I can click max quake, and so the plan was here to fake out the Lucario. Even though I thought it was gonna max, I think with the fake out pressure he was gonna protect Whimsicott no matter what. So if I fake out with Liepard into max Lucario or non-max Lucario, I pop the balloon, and then I can just quake with Flygon. That was the strat. He claimed it was an accidental protect. He did not mean to click. He fat fingered and clicked protect on Lucario, and I don't know what he was gonna do. I don't remember, but I do remember that being vividly said, and it makes it feel really bad. I think he might have said he was gonna switch into Mudsdale, which is a good switch still for him, but like I would have chipped it for decent damage, and I have
next turn anyway, so.
Yeah.
So that's what he was gonna. So I guess that's what he was gonna do, and like then I get chip onto horse out of max, and then I have fake tears, max grass on Flygon. So like I would have been in a decent spot, I think, still if he switched, but the protect kind of just screwed me in a way, because the quake did nothing. Turn 1, so like it was just turn 1 didn't fucking happen, and then I was down a turn of max. And he was able to stomp me out a bit. So, yeah. Feels kind of bad.
The last game 3 was really good, though. It kind of ended fittingly with Whimsicott getting the final kill with beat up. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought I played enough. I think I thought I played well enough out of it, and I thought I might have won still, but like I thought Sash would have saved me, but beat up was just annoying to have. Look at.
Just deja vu right now of last season. Beat up just happens. No way to escape it.
It's just yeah.
It's a
If
high
you don't
skill
have
move.
redirection, you really can't do much.
No, and I think I played well enough to beat it, and I kind of just got a little unfortunate, I guess. But you know, we move on. I'm kind of glad. Like I said, I'm tired of winning the first game and fucking losing the next 2. This is not my greatest showing in the NDA, so still had fun. I wish I could have did a little better, but I feel like I've had more fun this season, like helping other people and prepping and watching other people get really cool results rather than my own. Obviously, I still want, like, the goal is to win, but
Yeah.
I feel like I've enjoyed more almost being a spectator this season than I have been playing.
That man's coaching the league.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm doing bad. I'm helping everyone else get better. So, yeah. All
True
right.
man of the people.
One of those people is Will. I think I've had a couple prep sessions with Will, and it's been
It's rubbed
They're
off on
fun.
him.
Yeah, Will's helped me in singles a little bit. I joined a singles league of Will's as a fill-in coach, and we've been playing a little bit together. So it's been a fun little dynamic. But congrats to Will, fully deserved. And I will end my monologue.
Okay.
Dr. Swubats are peacing out.
And scene.
And see. And cut. Alright, yeah, so back to what really matters. So blondes or brunettes, guys, right? So blondes are better, obviously. No, but like,
Just
okay.
not dude.
Okay,
I've been like so down bad recently for a nice brunette, man. I just need one in my life.
No comment.
Anyway.
Yeah, Lex has been making. Lex, you want to share any stories you've been sharing with us recently for the podcast?
I mean, if I speak, I'm in trouble. But I mean, know that little button when you play like video games where like you press the start button and it comes to the menu. It says change team. I've been hovering around that a lot recently, back and forth.
Yeah, you mean like going gay?
I mean that too, but like
that what you mean by changing team?
This conversation, it's more so I'm like Kylian Mbappe. In that scenario, think it's like I was on one side, I'm now on the other, now kind of on the fence. I don't think it really matters for me.
What are your thoughts on the country of New Zealand?
New Zealand's a great place. New Zealand's a great place. Fantastic people.
The people there warm.
They're very warm.
Are they receptive?
They're very, very kind, very receptive. They are very welcoming.
They give good head.
All right, let's
moving on. Moving on to playoffs.
We got Will and Quartz of the city of New England moved on from the play-ins, and we the rewards were Quartz got a matchup against Ryder, and Will got a matchup against your boy, who were the 1 and 2 seed respectively. Which game do you want to cover first, boys?
I say let's cover the Denver Numels game. That's a little more. It was closer, sure. But yeah, so Will and Denver Numels. So Will just started out like he did against you. I mean, just going down 1-4 in the first match. Apparently
that's like the strategy for success.
Apparently, because
I didn't get the memo for that.
Yeah, so apparently it just works. Like the first game, he has to deal with Blastoise, which isn't a great thing for him. But
this is funny. It says Wex in Portugal joined. Will goes, Wex, you in Portugal? And then it says Wex in Portugal left. It's not.
Look at 2 seconds later, and then I come back. It's like, yes, I am William. Because I was watching it, but it wouldn't let me log into my account, so I just typed in that random account. And when you're a guest, you can't type in chat.
Yeah, I experienced that the hard way for Justin's game.
So I was trying to
watch the game.
I was trying to talk to Will through the chat.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, fuck, it's good enough.
But watching that game, Will had a face.
Persian went in.
Persian
was great.
Did a lot. Persian did a lot, but also Will's Pikachu strat, just leading off the training counter and Blastoise, didn't necessarily work. Didn't have enough damage to one-shot it. So unfortunately, he had to take some, reciprocal damage back, aka the Max Pikachu died immediately.
Pikachu still outsped after a speed drop. That's kind of wild.
Yeah. And Clefable bringing out the Meteor Beam that one-shots Quillfish was pretty interesting.
That was wild. I just expected Charizard to die, and then it was Quillfish.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. Will even protected in front of it, and I was like, my goat. And yeah, just I guess it's just a safe play. Like that's why. I mean, your boy is number 1 for a reason.
Yep.
So that was like a pretty easy game 1 victory for him. And now we get into the spicy adjustments by Sir William.
Yeah, it throws up a light screen, which is pretty cool to have on Whimsicott. Worked out pretty well, I would say, in this scenario. Able to chip down Clefable enough to be able to kill it. And then he starts setting up Swords Dances on Quillfish, which
Dude, I was like, I want to find the DM real quick. I might have to scroll a bit for me and Will. He was like, when he brought up Sword Dance Quillfish, and I was like, okay, sure. And then we got into prep, and it absolutely destroyed me. I was like, damn, this thing goes in. Where does he say? Where does he say it? I'm bringing SD Fish. It goes in. My main strat is to deny Shell Smash or Trick Room with Fake Out plus Taunt. If he doesn't lead Stoys, then just support Pikachu and Whims, and then clean up with Fish. And I was like, Swords Dance Quillfish, quite interesting. And he was like, I shit you not, it works. I'm like, we got into prep, and it fucking bodied. I was like, God damn.
I think he really benefited from, especially game 2, that Ditto going in on the Mudsdale slot. So the liquidation was just obviously going to one-shot it. But yeah, I mean,
Ditto, and it's 50 HP.
Yeah, it just did so much damage, and it was very, very good. It worked out very well for him.
I wonder what the calc is without the rain too. Oh wait, was rain? No, he's changed it to hail. Oh no, it was rain. Okay, yeah, no. I wonder what the calc is without the rain. I bet you it lives. It was +1 defense as well.
Either way though, I mean,
I think he was max special defense AV Mudsdale as well, which is just like dude, the horse is so good. No, the horse in Swords Dance Quillfish, man, actually so good. Like the fact that Mudsdale in the back could just stall out a Blastoise in rain is kind of nutty.
Yeah, it's a bit, it's unbelievable actually. It's like power of defense really fucking showed in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you see Skill
man.
Spike and Max Quake being the two most used moves in the entire league. I mean, just getting those that durability and that defense boost, it's so valuable to have. So
it's usually like more benefit, like you Dynamax an offensive mon and then get the boost so it like can eat more hits. But Mudsdale just fucking, it's already a tank, and it said, here, let me get some more like defense boosts. Absolutely nutty, man.
Yeah, it's hard to kill. It's a hard thing to kill. So
in game 3 we see the adjustment from your boy a little bit. Same lead, but it did make it a little closer for sure. It ended 3-4. I think Will just called his turn 1 really well, and that put him in a good position for the rest of the game. Your boy didn't really change much of his strat. Like, I don't know, I guess he let Will kind of dictate the pace. Like the Quillfish switching off rip to eat the hailstorm was just really good. Even though that was like his offensive like threat in the back, Quillfish as a defensive piece there was pretty big. And Volt Tackle did 72% to Blastoise out of max. That's wild.
Yeah, that did a lot of damage. So
the recoil too, dude.
Oh yeah, the recoil was massive. 70... Yeah,
it's because just the HP stat on Blastoise and Dynamax is crazy. You just take so much recoil. So it did as much damage as it did to itself, as it did to the Blastoise.
A 1-to-1 ratio on that one.
And then next turn, they just swapped kills for Pikachu and Blastoise, but the Blastoise was your boy's Maxmon. So Will just had like horse in the back with no Blastoise anymore, and it was just like, I really don't know what you do at that point. You kind of just say a prayer.
Yeah. I mean,
he did do well to get the Quillfish with Ditto, but it just wasn't enough.
It's hard when you're in that situation for him. It's hard because you're like, you want to be able to support the Blastoise a little bit better, and knowing that, I mean, I think one of the mistakes he might have made in draft is not picking up a Lightning Rod mon. I mean, there's only a few, but he could have definitely picked something up and used it and at least threatened it so that Blastoise wouldn't be prone to taking as much damage as it ended up taking. So I think that was probably something that, you know, build-wise for his team, he could have had maybe in a C tier or B tier mon. For me, I just took it in A tier, so I thought that was, pretty.
Togepi is good. It's not. It's Togepi is more than just Lightning Rod, but it does like.
No, yeah. It's good all around, I think. But anyway, it's like that's like one of the drawbacks to his team is he doesn't have that defensive like option pairing it next to Blastoise. So, I mean, good job on Will seeing that and using it to his advantage and just chipping it so hard with the Pikachu outside of Max. And that basically won him the last 2 games, was being able to do as much damage with Pikachu, not maxing it. And then obviously Horse in the back, just at that point being an
horses in the back.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's hard. It's hard. So yeah.
Little Nas was talking about Mudsdale when he made that song.
Must have been.
That's the only logical explanation. Horse in the back.
I think your boys probably should have adjusted Game 3 and not led the Persian. I think going just Clefable would have been better to support the Blastoise. Just making sure Pikachu can't hit it like that.
And then one-shotting the
Pikachu, yeah, like even Cannonade breaks. Oh, wait, he's not Cannonade, right? Never mind. Oh, so like a Hailstorm would break Sash, and Clefable will probably live at least one hit and can redirect from the Pikachu again the next turn or something. Like, I think it would have just offered Blastoise a little more support than the Persian did once Will was aware of the shenanigans that was going on. Game 1, Persian really caught Will off guard. We talked about it, but we didn't prep for it. So it caught Will a little off guard, I guess, especially like the speed control and whatnot. But I think a Game 3, just supporting Blastoise straight up with Clefable would have been probably a little better. But what's trusted is prep, I guess, and Will bit him in the butt. So from play-ins, Will beats me and then upsets the 1 seed. Really impressed. Especially after, it's good for Will because I think he struggled a bit throughout the season with some bad RNG and some bad matchups and stuff like that. So really nice to see. I know you're feeling good, Wex. You're like #1 Will supporter.
Yeah, I mean, me and Will go back a while in this league of me just constantly picking Will. No reason really, just it ended up happening. And then I was a good luck charm for a little bit. Anytime I picked him, he'd win. Anytime I didn't pick him, he'd lose. I just kind of decided that from now on I'm just going to pick Will for every game. And I mean, I'm working, and it's working so far. Will's into semifinals. We'll talk about his opponent in.
Yeah, the real question is, are you picking him next week?
Oh well, we will see. We'll see. But first of all, we have to find out who he's playing off against.
You want to stay on that side of the bracket? We can stay on that side.
Stay on that side of the bracket.
We go into Justin versus Riolu. Justin, you can bring us in.
Yeah, I mean, me versus Riolu. It's another Blastoise v Pikachu match almost. Who doesn't like seeing that?
I would like to say that our prep. Obviously, you played the match, but our prep was immaculate, in my opinion.
Our prep was good. I just threw game 2.
You just threw. Yeah, you threw the 1 game.
And I wanted to throw game 3, but I got lucky, I think. If I remember correctly. So, obviously, I'm leading Meowstic and Blastoise. And I remember from last time, in prison, very, very good tech here. If I throw an Expanding Force, I can't get hit by that. If I have Trick Room, you can't set up Trick Room next to whatever mon you want to lead with, like maybe a Hatterene, right? You can't spam Expanding Force. Like Hatterene just doesn't do anything in this matchup, essentially. Especially because I was carrying Assault Vest. I wasn't going to be taking any damage from, like an Energy Ball from the Hatterene or any sort of damage like that. So I thought I was doing pretty well there.
Gets Giga Drain.
I really was kind of unsure about why he chose to click the moves he did game 1. Maybe he was expecting me to click Ally Switch, because he went for 2. But that's yeah.
Wait. Were you not Prankster?
I was not. I was not because I knew Psychic Terrain was going to be there. So I was infiltrated the entire time.
I Bro, I don't think I even realized that the entire time through prep. I was just watching the replay and I'm like, you click fake tears into Vullaby. I'm like, wait, what? What?
Yeah. So especially for the Vullaby as well, I mean, not going Prankster made sense. Obviously, I'm not doing that because of Vullaby, but it just happened to work out that I could do that into Vullaby because I was in prison. I knew NDA was going to be a lead, so I knew I could not go Prankster, and I knew that just wasn't going to be a thing that I could do. So I went Infiltrator there so I could actually click moves that I wanted to click. And yeah, I guess he was expecting Ally Switch first turn. I really don't understand the ball and Night Slash. But I mean, I think that's a bold predict if that was the case. But yeah, it didn't do that much damage at all.
I think he was just expecting to follow me, but in case you didn't, he went to just target Blastoise. I'm not sure.
Follow me on Meowstic?
Oh right, you're Meowstic. Okay, I'm just mixing up Meow. I'm mixing up Meowstic and NDA.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, game 1 was pretty light. After that,
it was really light, to be honest. And then
because once I was able to get rid of Vullaby, I was just like, okay, all of the unknown variables are kind of just out of here. So all I had to deal with Hawlucha and Kingler. I mean, honestly, Gmax Kingler, big threat. He still brought like a min speed, Hawlucha, which was weird. Because my Meowstic was faster than his Hawlucha, which I wasn't expecting personally. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, that is interesting.
At the end of the day, it worked out. I got that first dub in the first game. Second game, I threw. I knew exactly what I had to do.
Yeah, I know, because like we prep for both these.
Yeah.
We prep for these leads. Like Meowstic Pikachu, God damn it, NDA Pikachu and NDA Kingler. Like I ran both of those in prep.
Yeah.
So I thought it was gonna be smooth sailing.
I know, like in prep, you know.
He revealed the mixed Pikachu that would Quake. That was interesting.
Yeah. Like in prep, I was like, okay, you know, I switch out and I force him to go for a grass move. If he doesn't go for a grass move, he gets a grass hit, he goes for an electric type move, and Togedemaru switched in. And I really just should have bited the bullet there and clicked U-turn, because at that percentage, I wasn't sure that a U-turn would have killed it. So I went for an Iron Head, which honestly, looking back on it, was where I first messed up, because I needed to switch out in that scenario and go back into maybe like a Meowstic or something, just something else. Because then after that, he was able to do a Gmax Volt Crash and do a lot of chip damage on the Blastoise and get the obviously get the paralysis. But all hope is not lost at this point. I mean, I'm still in a position where I took down 2 of his Mons. He's on his last 2. I have 3. Right?
You have the Grassy Glide.
I have the Grassy Glide. And
last turn of Grassy Terrain.
And I protected. Now, I knew Pikachu wasn't going to do anything. I don't know why I protected. I'm going to be honest, I thought I had another turn of Grassy Terrain. And it was just really stupid of me, because I mean, my only play out to win that in that scenario is Grassy Glide into Kingler, which would have killed. And then I have Earthquake on, Dalmai, so I could one-shot the Pikachu pretty easily. If not, I mean, I just click Grassy Glide, because Pikachu can't do anything to hit me in that scenario. He had nothing. He had Thunderbolt, and he had a Quake, and he had an Overgrowth. I mean, none of those things do anything into Dalmais. So I had a chance to win, and I threw. I literally just was like, hey, I want to go to another game. I want to risk my life. So that wasn't smart. That was really stupid. And then I just said, fuck it. We go Aromatisse, Togedemaru. I'm setting up Trick Room, and I'm going to do damage that way. That's all I did. The
Trick Room U-turn strat. Always.
So I could go straight into Dalmais, and then from there I max, and I just have myself a day, just do some chip with the D Gleams and go to town. That was the strat at that point, and at that point it worked. So I got really lucky though. I stayed in with the Aromatisse when I should have switched out into Togedemaru, which would have been way smarter. for a few reasons, because he was bringing Hawlucha 100% in the back. I knew that. If I switch into Togedemaru, not only do I eat the G-Max Volt Crash, and I don't risk losing based off of Para Hacks, but as well as I'm in Trick Room, I'm Togedemaru, I'm slower than Hawlucha, so I can hit it first. I can one-shot it essentially with a Zing Zap, or double into it with Dhelmise and make sure it's gone, you know. And at that point, that would have been the smarter move, because I would have been able to get rid of the only thing that could hurt Dhelmise at that point, because Pikachu I could just leave there, because it's not doing any damage to Dhelmise. So that was a mistake on my front, but it ended up working out because I didn't take too much Para Hacks. I don't think I took any, if I remember correctly.
Any like Para Hacks from like on Dhelmise there or something could have been like really big.
Now it happened like after like Trick Room was over, which is, you know, whatever. Like once
you got all your max moves off now.
Yeah, I'd already gotten off all my max moves, and then I could have had a 4-0, but you know, didn't happen. But yeah, I won that third game. GG's to Riolu. I know we had trouble setting that one up, that sort of thing, but yeah, ended up winning.
I think that week of scheduling was just so like clapped.
Yeah, it was bad
earlier, but I don't know what did you guys have going on? Did Riolu just not reply to you, or what was it?
I forget what it was. I'm pretty sure I was personally just busy. No, I was on vacation for a bit. So I wasn't gonna be back until a certain date, and then he was just busy, and then he wasn't gonna get home till a certain time or whatever from his job, and I just fell asleep or whatever. So it didn't happen until like a Tuesday, I believe. But yeah. So it went 3. It went 3. It shouldn't have gone 3. It should have ended in 2, but I'm stupid. And I should have played set 3 a lot better, and I didn't. But I ended up getting the dub anyway.
Played it pretty.
It doesn't make a difference now. Now that's over. You've won. So I mean, not much more you can do than win. So
yeah, but it wasn't optimal. It wasn't my best showing. Obviously, I could have been punished a lot harder for it with the Para Hacks game 3, but luckily for me, I wasn't, and it all worked out. So.
Yeah.
Nelson getting some Para Hacks luck.
Never heard of her.
Are we?
What the?
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her.
So that wraps up that side of the bracket. Well, not wraps up, but for the matches that happened.
No, for once that happened.
We'll get into our predictions a little later. But on that side of the bracket, we have Will versus Justin facing off in the semifinal. And on the other side of the bracket, we can. You want to go, Wex, or we want to wait for you?
Yeah, I can go, I guess.
All right, we got the return of the Battle of Europe, where Swampa is still the reigning king. Wex can talk about what happened and if he's still the reigning king.
I mean, the original strategy was. Well, first of all, I wasn't prepared for Shiinotic. Shiinotic was extreme.
First of all, the replays aren't linked.
Screw you. Shiinotic, I did not prep for well enough. That thing went ham on me. It was a last minute bring as well, which is even more irritating. I felt like I had a decent idea first. Like I saw the Pangoro first, and I was like, okay, I'll keep with my leads. I led the Ludicolo and Duraludon. I thought if I can just fake out stuff and just try and get some flash cannons off, maybe bait something, make like a trick room out, just see what he's gonna do. Then I could max Steel Spike with get a few defense boosts, be happy enough. Max Quake as well, so I could get a few special defense boosts if needed. But shit just kind of hit the fan. Not like sleeping my max Duraludon. Didn't really work in my favor. I couldn't really do anything then. The main strategy I was trying to use was something that Kev, you actually suggested before the match, which was in Trick Room after you Oogapee, so that my maximum was like Duraludon or Arcanine just go off. Which would have worked if I didn't get confused.
I did try and recommend Lum/Personberries.
Thing is,
well.
I was Personberry like in prep with Justin. You can like say that. I was dying to the way it worked. Like when I was Assault Vest, I wasn't dying, but I was getting confused. But when I wasn't Assault Vest, I was just dying straight away. So it was like a double-edged sword. It was either I somehow live a confusion if he gets like snarled enough or something, or I just die. So I was like, I just went with the Assault Vest because it was the only thing I could really do in that scenario. Yeah, it got to a stage where it was just.
And you got the first turn wake.
I will say this, like, got a load of unlucky things like what's it called? The fusions and all this, but I got a first turn wake once or twice. But then there was once where I slept like 4 or 5 times in a row. And I was like, it was annoying, but hey ho, shit happens. Game 1, Swamp ended up winning that. I think it was 4-2. And second game, I tried to switch it up. Went Arcanine and Lapras. Just trying to get a feel wise. He led the same thing, so I was like, okay, is he going to set Trick Room? Is he going to do? Didn't really know what Pangoro was going to do. I just couldn't really see what he was doing. If he was going to set up a Trick Room, if he had Trick Room on Mimikyu, I wanted to set up a screen. Pangoro lived. Just didn't really help my cause, and the close combat to my Arcanine, I won't even lie, I think that kind of killed me off right there and then. I just thought he would have targeted Lapras. He didn't, and yeah, everything just kind of went downhill from there once Trick Room was up, and I couldn't really do much to the Hatterene, and it was like, well, it's been a good game. Swamp just played really, really well. I had some unlucky things happen, but some lucky things happen as well, so I can't really complain too much. I mean,
I think you got 3 first turn wakes, but hit yourself in confusion twice.
Yeah,
That's wild.
like it was just luck and unluckiness. I was like, oh well. Look, Swamp played really well. Not against that, but he just out-prepped me, outplayed me. Fair enough. Dub for Swamp. A reigning king of Europe, I guess.
Dude, this was a Spore. The movie.
Yeah, if I prep for the Shannock, I probably would have ran Goggles on.
Psynotic in the back is a good tag, because obviously you don't want that thing in front of Arcanine, but once Trick Room was already up, Psynotic kind of went crazy.
Yeah, it's and once he knew about my tech with Togepi, I think he just was like, okay, I'm sitting this thing. And once that happened, I was like, Probably would have put, in hindsight, probably would have just put Goggles on Arcanine, left it in the back. Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
Already doing much there. But look, it was a fun season. Had fun with my team. Just kind of got fucked with the matchup with Swamp, who had a good matchup against my team. So,
other than the Arcanine, he had a good match.
Yeah.
But he played around it. He played around it well.
Yeah, and my team didn't have a great Trick Room option, which was one thing at start of season, which I said I didn't like. I liked my team overall, but just lack of Trick Room was like my one weakness, and it came back to bite me. So,
yeah, like even if you like tried to run Imprison, your Imprison options get bodied by Pangoro.
Like any sort of like Dark Sire, Throat Chop, whatever he gets, I don't even know. Sigilyph is just dead. Like, yeah. There's not much I could do with Sigilyph. I had it at one stage on my team, but in hindsight, I was like, there's not a chance. I was expecting some copycat Trick Room shenanigans. Didn't happen.
Yeah, you have to prep for it.
Didn't happen, so I over-prepped for that. He said he prepped for beat up, so didn't bring it. Kind of expected him to prep for it, so I was like, whatever. But no, it was a fun game, good season. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. And yeah, I feel like that's all I really have to say with my team. Swamp moves on to the next round. And he gets to face the winner of, gets the prize of facing the winner of Ryder and Quartz. And I guess, unless you have anything to say on that game, I think we can go on to the other game if you really want.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next game. I feel like we covered it.
This is a game I have not laid eyes on yet, so I'm very intrigued to see what happened.
I won't lie, I'm the same. I am the exact same.
I watched it. It just Ryder just didn't seem like he had any like good answers. Or honestly, I don't know. It didn't feel great from Ryder's perspective, like looking at him playing. I don't know. It just wasn't Ryder-esque.
Didn't seem like he was in the mindset to play, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens to us all. We all get in that sort of scenario where we just want to get things over and done with. Play sloppily, but
yeah, for sure.
Ryder's been like insanely busy and got a lot of stuff going on recently, so I don't think this is Ryder at his peak.
But I mean, we can't take away from Quartz either. Quartz played really well. Like Quartz prepped well for what was in front of him and played to his strengths, so you can't knock him on anything like that.
Shout out Ferrothorn, lived a max flare from Dragapult.
Insane. Looking at that. Going down 2 months that early in a matchup. 3 months that early. God. Just after looking at this. The fucking Charizard must have done a lot of work in the back. To be fair.
First turn Wake and the weakness policy proc.
Yeah.
Oof. Umbreon, dude. I don't know how he killed this Slurpuff, but I know Umbreon is a beast.
Well, Slurpuff was killed by Charizard. Charizard killed everything. The G-Max Wildfire, just residual, just did so much. And then Ninetales was in the back, and it kind of just... Yeah, the Charizard went ham.
Oh my god. Welcome to Series 12, Ryder. Shit.
And then the Vulpix. Oh, the Vulpix game, too.
This so Charizard that Quartz brought didn't play a game for half the fucking season. Oh, no, like... Wait, it's like... Are we sleeping on Quartz this much that, like, we thought, okay, Quartz is a good coach ever. He didn't use Charizard half the season. So...
Yeah. I also want to point out that Ryder hit a in-sun blizzard on both Mons. I just want to say that happened.
Were you screaming internally when that happened?
Oh yeah, no, my insides curled up. It was bad.
Oh man,
it was rough.
I don't know. Does it become 50% or is it just double set? I don't think it's accuracy lessons, right? It just is double set.
I can't tell you. To be honest with you, I'm not that knowledgeable. I guess is the word I'm going to use. Quartz didn't bring Charizard to 5 games this year. Didn't bring Ferrothorn to 7, so...
Well, he picked up Ferrothorn.
Yeah, that was a no.
Oh, I'm just looking at, I'm looking at this thing. Like... Shows when you bring your S tiers, things can go well for you.
Ooh, the weather control turn 1. Is that what you're talking about, Justin?
Yeah. Also, he hit a double blizzard with Milotic. What was that? Turn 4.
Justin's only looking at accuracy moves right now. He's like, I can't believe.
Yeah,
bullshit.
After not getting parried all 3 turns of Delmize's max, other people getting luck was not enough.
How dare you?
I mean. He's hitting raw blizzards. Like, he did it again turn 6. How many times do you have to let this man do this, you know?
Hey, dude. It's more likely that they do land than they don't.
I mean, yeah, he has a coil up, but it's still in sun. It's not going to be as, like, accurate. I don't know the exact stat on that, but I mean, I know it's 50% in sun. Get a coil, puts it up to what? 82?
Oil puts the...
I don't know the stat on that. I don't know where to check. But
no,
still.
Put up. I don't know. I'm trying to do the work in my head.
You gotta do the math in your head. So it's 70%
60%
accurate plus you do 0.15.
I'm not doing math. I can't do it. But it was in sun though. It was in sun, so you're at 50.
If it's sun, does it go to 50?
Yeah, in sun, blizzard's 50% accurate.
Oh well, then
it's like what, 75%?
It'd be.
Now we're doing half of. It's 1. If it's 1.5.
It's 1.3, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. I think it is 1.3. It's not 1.5. 1.5 is like attack bonus and stuff like that. It's 1.3.
Yeah, so that's like it goes up to like 65-ish.
So what's a third of 50? A third of 50 is like what?
70. Or yeah, that's.
It's like 16. So you're at like 65, 66, 67.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Anyway,
Hey, at least he didn't get any freezes.
Imagine he gets
he did get a freeze on Ferrothorn later, but I don't think it really.
Did he later? Oh, okay.
I don't think it mattered. Yeah. I think it mattered at that stage.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like Ryder just didn't have the best sets, and he didn't play as good as he usually does. Not to take anything away from Quartz, I think Quartz had a great game plan with the Vulpix and the Charizard, and both of them going ham game 2, like really setting up for the Charizard. And then Charizard game 1, obviously just sweeping in the back and being able to do as much damage as it did with that one Airstream boost that it was able to get. Just be faster than a bunch of things on the other team. I think
I'm intrigued as to why he went for Dragon Darts the one turn instead of just a fire move into Ferrothorn after it protected. I feel like that would have been the smarter play. I feel like Milotic might win him the game if he clicked a fire move into the Ferrothorn there. That's quite interesting.
Yeah. But, at the end of the day, Quartz gets the dub. And yeah, I mean, it's
I mean, he played well. He deserved it.
So that leads us.
It's good to see him play well after getting a FF win the week 1.
Yeah, just proving that he is definitely a good coach and belongs in now the semifinals. And speaking of, for the current semifinals, I'm the highest seed, which is weird. I'm the 4 seed.
Yeah, the 1, 2, and 3 seed all got knocked out.
Technically, Will was the
8 and Quartz was the 7. So.
Well, what was he in play-ins?
It was the 8. I looked it up before this because I wanted to have a cool stat read, but there wasn't.
Oh yeah, so 7 and 8 moved on.
I think it's the going into quarters, the 4 being the lowest seed or the highest seed. I think that's the first time it's happened. Pretty certain.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, unprecedented that actually happens, but
yeah, because technically in the quarters it was all upsets except for my match.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane if you think about it, but we're really looking forward to this season. Like, it's a nice way to end the Sword and Shield kind of era, to have somewhat of a Cinderella run by someone. It's more than it's 75% chance that we're going to have a new champion this year, which is always nice.
I mean, if you think about it, not to put that, I don't know. No, I think it's valid. I think this is the most competitive season we've ever had.
Yeah. Anyone can win
this. And I think that winning this season is our biggest. It would probably be the biggest accomplishment of any of the seasons to win this one.
Yeah, because
so
it kind of depended on matchup. I would have been fairly confident if I matched up with anyone else except for Swap.
And me.
Well, no, I feel like I would have roasted. I'm upset that I didn't get to play you actually this season.
Yeah, let's prep and throw down.
Honestly, if I wasn't just starting college, I definitely fucking would. I want to get that win over you. That's the one thing I want in life. You went through all of
stuff. Even if you beat me now, it wouldn't count for anything.
Care for my fucking pride, alright. Right. So look, you won Sword and Shield. Just wait for Scarlet and Violet to come out, right? I'm gonna smoke everyone in Scarlet and Violet. To me, absolute flop. But I said that. Oh well.
You're gonna go 0-10, 0-8, or whatever.
Me, Mr. E. Fuck's sake.
Oh God. Well, I mean, listen, he's not that bad, right?
Don't even say it. Don't.
It's funny.
How did I know that was going there?
Yeah. I still remember where I was. I was on vacation that week, and
I won game 1, 4-0.
And then you lost.
My strategy worked, and then I guess what? I lost the next 2. Funny how that works.
Maybe you should intentionally throw.
Don't ever change.
You should intentionally throw the first game so that you don't lose the next.
Yeah, petition to make it not best 2 out of 3.
Nah.
I'm down so bad.
What I'm seeing right here is that Swamp should be the favorite in my eyes to win because he beat me and I beat everyone else in the competition left. I beat you, I beat Justin, Will, and Quartz back to back to back, and lost to Swamp. So
I'm sorry, are you in the semifinals?
If only it worked that way.
but I have a semi.
What?
Moving on.
So it's gonna be me versus Will. It's gonna be Swamp versus Quartz. So we have the 4 versus the 8 seed, and then we have the 6 versus the 7 seed. That's gonna be very interesting to see who actually makes it to the final. Now we say these seeds, but honestly, in my opinion, they don't necessarily matter. They're cool for statistics.
No,
They don't
it's-
matter because anybody can win. It's anybody's season. We've known how competitive this league is from the get-go, and seeing how it's all shaking out now, it just further proves that. Yeah, so then I guess now the only thing we have to do is predictions, and that will wrap up the podcast. So let's get started into that.
Let's start with I'm gonna flash over to the screenshot tab of our doc, and I want to look at the matchups, and this is the best way to do so. So and it's already up there for us. Will versus Justin. This one kind of interesting. I think the pressure is unfortunately all on Justin.
Imagine being the higher seed and not winning. Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's crazy. That'd be wild, right? Right, Wax?
Justin,
that'd be crazy.
you're the only champion left in this, so surely this is a cakewalk for you, right? You have the championship experience. If you don't win, you're a fraud.
Listen,
World champ difference.
I do have that world champ diff, you know. I do have that. I'm looking at it. I think Blastoise goes in, and that is all I am going to say.
All right, it's our turn, Wex.
So what's Blastoise doing to Charizard and Sun?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say. Swamp took a look at not Swamp. God, I do it every week. I'm freaking out. Your boy took one large look at Will's team and said, "You know what? Blastoise goes in."
Yeah.
And you know what Will said?
Oh.
Will said, "Take your Blastoise and fuck off." Therefore,
Do you remember a little mon called Excelgor? And
I don't remember that mon. That's for sure.
you don't remember that mon and how it used Axe Overgrowth to destroy your hopes and
Okay,
dreams.
listen. As much as we can laugh at that, right? I would say that the Blastoise is gonna take that a lot better than my fish did.
Yeah, facts. But I just thought I'd bring it up because it was funny and fuck you.
Fuck you, X.
But thank you. Just because I want to back my boy, Justin, no hard feelings. If I was going with my head, I probably would pick you in this scenario. But you know, heart always wins, baby. 2-1 Will. Let's go, Will.
Oh. Okay. That's fine.
That's why.
That's fine.
It's like we have like a podcast together.
No,
or
it's
something.
fine.
So I remember when y'all predicted me to lose to Mac. I wasn't there. Everyone predicted me to lose to Mac, and I won. And I was like, yeah, fuck these guys.
Is that it?
Basically,
No.
Wex is mad.
Anyway.
I do think I trust Justin, even though your boy had an incredible season. I would say most of his wins were not due to his Blastoise. I trust Justin to pilot the Blastoise more better. If that is what he's doing. We did talk about how good his matchup is here. Justin has some more flexibility with Trick Room and Togedemaru Meowstic support. I think that might be a little more valuable in this case, and I do think Will's going to struggle against the Blastoise. However, we have seen him overcome Blastoise matchup already. That being said, I don't think it'll be a walk in the park for Justin's Blastoise. I'm going to say 2-1 Justin.
Hey. I'm saying 2-0 myself. I'll
Oof.
give a little insight to what I see. If I do happen to go Blastoise, I see Whimsicott can do a energy ball or even max it. You know, he could go max over.
He's got some coverage. He's got
He's got some stuff. I mean, Pikachu obviously is a threat, but with Togedemaru, is it really the best threat to have? I don't think so. I don't think...
Yeah, I think Swoobat gets Energy Ball.
Yeah, it probably does, but I also get a Max Hailstorm. So that thing dies immediately, Focus Sash or not. Same with Whimsicott. I mean, it just gets one shot.
It gets Giga Drained. And Energy Ball.
I mean, still, he'd go first. I mean, Proco weakness policy, perhaps. Absolutely clapped. And what else happens, you know? A Selgor, it's like the same thing. I just don't think it can do enough damage.
Where's the stab damage coming from?
Stab damage isn't gonna be hitting me. That's the thing. I think you can look at Charizard and say, oh, Solar Beam, you know, Sunny Day Solar Beam, you know, that could be a thing with Whimsicott Charizard. Mitigates, you know, water type attacks, but at the same time, it's a Blastoise. So enjoy, have fun.
He do be chunk.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I just think I have a lot of tools to get around what he did against, to what he did against your boy. So I think I'll have a better Blastoise matchup. As far as what else I'm bringing, I still have to figure that out. Obviously, I'm looking at his team. You see, like, everything's a threat here. From Cloyster on up, everything could come. Pikachu, Quillfish, Duskull, I'll be honest.
I'm gonna come.
No, I think Pikachu definitely doesn't have the best matchup in the world. As you saw, I mean, even with my last match, it wasn't doing that much damage with the max overgrowth, and it's not stab. And if you try to do that, I mean, Dhelmise or Turtonator or, you know, something like that could switch in, eat it, and then it's like, well, what damage are you doing? Just doesn't have a great matchup other than being a Blastoise answer.
Well, it's pretty safe that if he clicks the max grass move with Pikachu, if you have Dhelmise in the back, you'll throw and not click Grassy Glide. So he's got that going.
No, he does. He does. Yeah. No, I'll throw. Don't worry about it. Even then, like, Dhelmise gets good coverage. Turtonator gets good coverage. Togedemaru can click Fake Out and absorb Pikachu. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Togedemaru.
And yeah, I mean, I have a Prankstermon, so I'm really just focused more solely on how can I mitigate the threats of the other team. And for that reason alone, I think I have better answers than your boy did. So I'm going to say me 2-0, and that's my reasoning.
We're very split predictions. I like it.
Let's keep it different, I think.
All right, so the majority prediction is Justin to move into the finals, and on the other side of the bracket, if he were to win, would face the winner of Schwamp and Quartz.
Yeah, I'll start with this one first. I think
Wes is already on it. My go.
I'll start with this one first. I think out of any team here, I think Quartz has a great response.
Dude, Ferrothor and Charizard goes nuts.
Yeah.
Literally, it's insane.
Oh my god.
He could bring Vulpix. He could bring Solosis and do Endeavor strats against literally the entire other team, as he's slower than the entire other team outside of Escav. And Shuckle. But does Shuckle come? Who knows? Does it come to a Charizard match? Maybe. We'll see. I mean,
this is cool.
There's so many things that Quartz can do with his team against Swamp's team. I mean, Mr. Mime in prison with the Trick Room could be a thing, just to avoid that. And then you could switch in a Vulpix and, you know, G-Max Charizard and then max it and do damage and stuff like you could do a bunch of different things to mitigate Trick Room, avoid it, that sort of thing. Ferrothorn goes in. I don't know if there's any mon on Swamp's team that can ever do anything to it. You're gonna have to do Hatterene, Mr. Fire, like that.
Yeah,
that's it. Like Pangoro maybe the close combat. Like it is hard because, you know, the steel grass typing for him here in the situation is just so strong. Now Escav in that sort of scenario could be an answer. Maybe you set up Reflect with Bronzong and just try to like be a little more stally than just like try to one shot. It's gonna be interesting to see. I'm gonna say, looking at the teams just as is, and I'm just gonna say it's Quartz 2-0. I think I'm gonna ride the wave.
Oof.
I know I've been a little bit of a critic here, but I think Quartz has the team to do it. I think he has options, a bunch of different options against Swamp's team. So I think Quartz 2-0.
This is tough because I respect Swamp and his prep and his strategy in tough matchups. Obviously this isn't ideal. Do I think he can find a way out of it? 100%. But I think it's going to require, as Rooster would say, the most optimal plays. I think
last time they played, like, Quartz had Corviknight. Now he has a better steel types against Hatterene, so it's like, I don't really know what's going to happen here. It's better in Trick Room as well. It's...
When did they play Wex?
Week 5. I was looking at what we were talking.
Quartz with the 2-0.
Yeah,
so
Quartz looked extremely good. So, kind of
this
intrigued
was Quartz's
to see
last
what...
win. That was Quartz's last. Did he win again after that? He won the next week and then lost 4 straight.
Yeah. Like the man, it's like I'm intrigued to see what he does now against this basically the similar team with a better Corviknight, or with a better version of Corviknight in let's say Flareon for some reason. Ferrothorn. Ferroseed. Ferrothorn. Yeah, oh my god, I'm everywhere today. Yeah. I feel like Quartz has the upper hand here. Just overall it looks like a much better matchup. But you know, like last game, I could go with my head, but I'm not going to go with my head. I'm going to go with my heart. Europe strong. RIP to the Queen, by the way. So Swamp, you know, gonna be grieving. So maybe
we might have to postpone his match.
Yeah, Swamp postponed his match because Queen died. Okay. I just L Rain. To be fair. Yeah. I have to go Europe strong here and hit 2-1 Swamp just because I gotta back my fellow Europeans. Yeah, we like Ireland, England, we might fight at times, but against the US, it's like, I mean...
Yeah, even though you celebrated when the Queen died, that's crazy.
No, I didn't celebrate. It just wasn't great.
He had a nice little couple of brews and had a bunch of happy songs being sang. I mean, it's not a celebration. It's more of a rejoice.
I won't lie, there's like lots of people in Ireland who were very much so celebrating. Like there were some Irish soccer games on yesterday, and there were some very suspect chants that went on. I'm not going to say it here because I don't want me being on the record saying it. But I'll find some videos and send it to you guys because it's kind of funny, but at the same time it's like, you know, I probably shouldn't be saying that in public. Ireland doesn't really care. I won't lie to you. It's gonna happen.
Wait, hold on. Side note. So you guys know the smoking, like, Rest in Peace Bozo, like that song that usually goes with the guy that's looking at his cigar. They're doing that for like the Queen. I saw a bunch of TikToks. It's like football's coming home, and it's just a bunch of like Queen in Hell, like sort of like slideshows on TikTok.
God damn
like,
it.
Yeah. Well, I did send you guys on TikTok. Sort of the stuff that was being said at a game. Like it's not. There was a game in Dublin yesterday. I won't lie. Like, yeah, it's a bit much. But well, I didn't say it, so it wasn't me.
Oh my God, Lizzie's
guilty
in a
by
box.
association.
Hey Justin, you're celebrating that?
Yeah, of course.
was at a Conference League match yesterday. Shamrock Rovers playing Djurgården. It was a boring
What's crazy
game.
is that my parents are actually upset about it. Like, why?
I told you, my mom cried. My mom loves the Queen for no reason. I mean, not for no reason, but like it's just weird because I live in New Jersey, not
Style of jersey.
anywhere over. Yeah, so just interesting.
To be fair, the club did come out and like condemn the chance and said like, look, they're not our views, but
Well, they don't give a fuck.
Not our views, but
Yeah.
to quote Rotoshaw, the game's the game.
Like they did
Game's
retweet like a couple hours beforehand. They did retweet saying brilliant support tonight. So I don't really. It's a bit suspect, but
All right, so our predicted finals. But did I even give a prediction?
yeah, no, you
I
didn't.
didn't. I'm gonna say 2-1 Quartz because I'm gonna back the matchup over. I back Quartz's prep along with the matchup a little more than I back Swamp's overall situation here. It's just not great.
Also, you got to remember, Quartz has been in this position before. He's dealt with this pressure.
Oh yeah, he's got the experience. So
He's flying high, riding that beaten rider momentum. So
I mean, how can you not?
yeah. What? I just want to talk. That's a good point. I want to bring up. We talked about how Ryder had a dominant season, and it's like it's usually the opposite way. He kind of has a mid-season and then brings it out in playoffs. It
It
stays
showed.
true.
Like anytime,
He had a dominant season, and then playoffs came around, and he lost it.
and once again, it's Quartz who beats him.
Yeah, shout out Quartz, the only man to beat Ryder in the playoffs. That wasn't the championship. So
And Justin's sitting here like, huh?
yeah, I had to preface it before Justin was like, "Hold on, what do you mean?"
Wait a goddamn
So-
second.
yeah, I don't know if you remember, but when I played Ryder in the playoffs the first time, I'm eating a cookie, by the way. I'm fat.
You took a break from the. You said, "Yo, BRB." You went to get a cookie.
I went to get a water, and I saw a cookie sitting on the table, and I was like, I'm gonna grab.
Oh my!
I'm gonna finish my second one right now.
Justin's type of guy said, "Don't mind if I do," if he sees a cookie on the counter.
God
I
damn.
rub my hands like I'm plotting
Alright.
something, and then I take one. I look around.
No,
and
you wiggle your fingers like Homer Simpson.
But anyway,
All right, so
I did
the NDA podcast predicts a majority Justin versus Quartz final.
Hey, yo, I predict Will and Swamp. Hit me.
Yeah, you're minority.
When it happens, don't fucking bash me, alright? I want you to know that I am fucking... Who won predictions this year, by the way? Oh, wait. It's me by
okay,
a
so
fucking
that's the end of the
landslide.
podcast, guys. Thank
By
you
a
so much for listening.
landslide.
This has been your boy Gronk, joined by Kevin Wex. We will see you next week, hopefully. Let's hope that we don't have any more delays. But hopefully next week when we cover the semifinal matches and then the finals predictions, where I'm going to win, and I'm just jinxing myself. I'm losing this week. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace.